Well, the music turns off every time I turn the camera on, but I accidentally turned the camera off. All right, so we got to stop this one. Okay. So, the seamless transition. So there's actually astrology behind this too, and I figured this out like 2 years ago. I was doing this. I just had gotten back from Dallas, and I had this like near life experience that took me about 2 days on a fucking bus across the United States to get over the fucking PTSD that had fucking fried my nervous system like a fucking corn dog. Ugh. Mm. 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 Ugh. All right. So it's like, and I ended up doing this 21-day challenge, 21-day raise your vibration challenge with this dude Aaron Dowdy, and there's a shit ton of people in it. It had already taken place. I was doing the pre-recorded or the recordings of the lives, and just fuck around in the Facebook group because I kind of got the gist of it. It was all about like letting go and releasing shit, meditating, exploring emotions and stretching out your comfortability zone, learning to be transparent with people and vulnerable. It was intense. I did it 3 times in a row. So day 21 was like my last day. That was like 3 weeks, and there was shit to do every single day. Plus I was really active in the Facebook group. I met a lot of cool people in there. But that being in there kind of like encouraged me to not be so afraid of like my writing and posting it in places, because I got to see the kind of impact that it had on people, like a positive impact, not like a negative one, because a lot of what everybody was doing in that group was things that I was already doing, but I was doing it in a different way. So it was like going back to what I was saying in the journals, right? About balancing light and dark. Like I was using the dark side too. All of these people were all on the light. That was kind of like the attraction to this type of, I don't want to call it a pyramid scheme, but that trend of healing for pay. Healing people for pay instead of teaching them how to heal themselves. It's like this epidemic of like, this is what I do, this is what you have to do. Here's what you're doing wrong. Don't do this, you have to do this. What? And then you're gonna pay me, then how about that you pay me and then I'll do it with you. I'll show you the things that I do. Listen, people, it's helpful. Of course there's a jealous part of me. I want to not be working like I want all the money. But I'm also a narcissist egomaniac that just happens to be a Leo who, my soul food is attention. Which is why I got to give myself attention, because it's the only thing I do. No one will stroke my ego, so I have to stroke my own ego. Good for you for having a realization. And it always looks like a temper tantrum, but it's not. But it is. But a serious one. It's like an adult. Well, no, it's not even a temper tantrum. It's called getting pissed off. It's called getting pissed off and actually like feeling passionate about being passionate enough about your values that you go, fuck this. I'm not gonna fucking stand for this shit. And that whole shit in that book about me like contradicting myself and going, oh, we're not going to talk bad, but we're going to talk bad about that. I get it. I understand exactly where I was coming from at that point. I'm talking, yeah, you fucking live with somebody for 13 years. You live with someone for 13 years and like, there's a bit of an attachment, especially when you put a child into the picture as well. It took me the journal that comes before this one, the penultimate one. It was like November 23rd. It was the day after. It was Black Friday of 2018. There was one paragraph I wrote, because I know why. Because I was in bed, I couldn't get out of bed because of the emotional and mental and spiritual release that I had been having over the course of those days. This was the first Thanksgiving in over a decade that I wasn't going to see my son or his mom or the rest of her family. Like, oh no, this isn't good. And just a month ago, I just missed my first Halloween. I haven't been trick-or-treating since. It would be another day that I would finally reach out to her for the first time in 2.5 months. The last thing I said was to her lawyer asking about giving up my parental rights as a means of getting out of child support responsibility, because I didn't have a means of paying it. And the mental and emotional state that I was in, and spiritual state as well, I couldn't, because I was actually having my difficulty grasping reality at that point had been to such a degree that I even said to her lawyer, I'm like, dude, I'm like seriously not in the mental state to be a father right now. I remember the guy's like, you're really honest. Yeah. And at that point of that one that we were just reading, I was still under the impression that we were going to get back together at some point. And the trailer was for me and him. And maybe her. But we already had a plan. And one of the things, even when we were married, like I was really pissed off because I wanted to get to this particular place with her. And the idea was we were going to have a house, but then in the back of the house was going to be a guest house. And that's where she lives. And then she would just come and clean and cook. And that's it. And she would have her own little house by herself, her own little Barbie house. And then I would have the house. And I was clear, like, this way Derek can have a girlfriend. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. All right. It's the best marriage ever. Like, Like I could say no. I'm going to the beach with my family. Me and Des are going to the beach with my family. Do you want to go? No. No, I'm going to stay here, get drunk, and play video games. Quiet time. Quiet time is like my favorite. And then after they left, like that decision was made before I even got home that day. The day that I had that plan, I had this plan of what I was going to do and how I was going to handle it, who I needed to talk to, what I needed to say to them. And I had it all written out the night before. I remember she was sleeping right next to me and I was writing this out on my phone. I said, this is it. This is what you feel. This is what you want. This is what you do. Now get to bed, because it's going to be an early morning. Yes, sir. And then the next morning, I fucking did it. And in some respects, like it blew up in my face, like within by noontime, my marriage was over. It was supposed to happen later that day, but no, the forces of the universe just kind of went like this at me. It was like, just don't even. Let's go to Target and get new sheets. Which is what I did. Which I did on day one. I saged the house. I got new sheets. I went food shopping. I went my kind of food shopping. I started a fucking, I went on an 80-20 vegan diet where I'd have 3 meals a day, but raw juice. Vegetables, fruits, nuts, almonds, butters. It's good. I started taking the bike out. So my son had a bike, but nobody was using it. So I thought, hey, fuck it. I'll use the motherfucker. So then I made it a habit. I was doing my juicing, and then I would take the bike out. Plus, I'd been balls deep into magic at this point. So it was like, whoa. Welcome to the world of abundance. Indeed. All this space. All this quiet. No more TV. I turned the TV off. I turned the cable off a while back. Because me and him were playing video games and she was watching Netflix shows. Why the fuck am I paying for the goddamn cable? Fuck it. Wi-Fi it. And I don't watch TV or Netflix. So I was watching Gaia for a little bit. But I was also mixing that with a lot of books. Learning tarot cards. So I was on Udemy a lot. And on YouTube, just watching other readers. And seeing how people were doing it. Trying to figure out how the fuck people were doing it. Because it was just so fascinating to me. Because I knew it a different way than what I was watching. You can pick up any tarot card book from the fucking store and read it and learn how to read tarot cards if you practice. You just got to be in the right state. You got to understand it. I think a big issue is that there's a lot of overthinking. I think anybody can do it. Actually, no, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Because I had my friend who has absolutely no no desire to learn this, as far as I know. He did ask me a couple questions. But I had a tarot card and I had him read it. I said, what's coming to your mind? And he told me. I said, okay, that's it. That's literally what it's trying to show you. Why? And we talked about it a little bit, but it made sense. But this was like a fucking, this was a blessing. Not even a blessing in disguise. This was just like a straight up blessing. It was difficult, as you could see. Like there was pain. There's a lot of deep rooted fucking pain in all of that, because like I know what she had to go through. I don't know. I take that back. I don't know what she had to go through. I know what I imagined that she had to go through. I used to think of it all the time. I was always thinking about it. But I couldn't stop. And there was a part of me, there's always been a part of me that sees past just the material stuff. The psychic part of me. So I did, in a sense, recognize at times that things made too much sense, I guess. Or they didn't make sense. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. It was just the degree to which it didn't make sense just made it like, what? How? How would this happen? How does this always happen? Every fucking time. God damn it. So every time I went for my brother-in-law's bachelor party. We came to Atlantic City. And I found out my sister was at a bar like right down the street. So when the guys went off to do some stuff, they went off to the casino. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go meet my sister for a little bit. She's right over there in that bar that's next door. Next door. The next fucking thing I know, we're at a club in some other fucking casino. I have no fucking clue where. Ordered a drink. I remember ordering a drink and just walking away and getting into a fight with my sister because she had to pay, because I just walked away, because I just grabbed it. Fuck it. I wasn't even thinking about paying. Money, what are you talking about? And then we got into an argument because I thought that she had to flat ditch me because I felt lonely and bored and pissy. And we got into a big fucking argument and I walked out. And the next thing I know, I'm on the fucking Atlantic City Expressway. I blink. I didn't even get out of the fucking casino. I remember the doors right in front of my face. I think it might have been the Trop. I remember the doors in front of my face, and then I blink, and then the next thing I know, I'm on the expressway. What? Two o'clock in the morning. My phone's on red. Nobody's picking up the goddamn phone. The guys went home. They don't drink. They don't party like that. But of course, why wouldn't I blink and wake up on the Atlantic City Expressway? Why wouldn't this happen? When was this? It's probably like 2014, 2013. No, it was earlier than that because it was the year before I got married. No, not even. It was months. Like 5 months. If that. Actually, it might have been 3. Oh, no. I think we got married first, right? Yeah, we did get married first. Never mind. What was I talking about? What was the point of that, though, is what I mean. Taking things the wrong way? Weird shit? Huh. I feel like I was on a good roll, too. We'll tell the rest of the story. Maybe it'll come back to you. Right, and then, no, I ended up walking for like 6 hours. It fucking sucked. I almost had to sleep in the tall grass on the side of the fucking road. But then I was afraid. My inside voice is telling me, like, you can't do this because some fucking crazy person's gonna be walking by. They're gonna see your fucking body there. They're gonna rape you. So just keep fucking going. I don't give a fuck how long you gotta go. Stick out your thumb. Do whatever the fuck. Because my mom lived down the street, so I'm like, fuck it, you know, just get a ride to mommy's house and then see if we can get a ride home. Oh, one phone. Which is what happened. Which is what eventually happened. I got picked up by a cop. Because there's not supposed to be pedestrian traffic on there. Oh my God. I don't know what the point of the story was, but what happened? Eventually I got home. Had my brother drop me off at my mother-in-law's house because the girls were having a bachelorette party the same night. I think I got there at like 9 o'clock in the morning. Hey, everybody, I'm back. I was like, what are you talking about? Huh? Oh, I was just kind of stranded on the Lake City Parkway Expressway for hours on end and had to walk for 6 hours. I haven't slept yet either. Wait, I thought you went out with the guys. I did. Then I went and met my sister. Ah. Yeah, I still don't remember why I told that story. Whatever. Yeah, I know, I gotta clean these up. There's a bucket right there I'm gonna put them in. Sooner than later. 6 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I feel better. I mean, I'm happy that I got that project done. It's a halfway point. Huh. I don't know, unless I like really did fucking traumatize myself with whatever the fuck I was saying. I hit a trigger point. That's possible. Because it's also possible that whatever it was is going to come back to me at some point. I don't know when, I don't know how. I remember exactly what I was talking about. I remember why I was talking about it. Lunar nodes, astrology, why I'm doing this. Why I realize like why this is actually a good thing for me to do is because of my astrology. That's what I don't know where it fucking trailed off, but probably because Maybe because subconsciously, unconsciously, there's a self-defense mechanism that didn't want me to talk about this for some reason or another, so it decided that it wanted to talk about the other thing instead. Something about healing a wound? What, am I still holding on to the fact that nobody picked up the phone? Nobody gave a shit? Nobody knew? Nobody thought about what happened to Derek? Why the fuck would anybody need to worry about what happened to Derek? Derek's a big boy. It's not the first time Derek got himself lost. It's not going to be the last time either. It's just something that he does. I don't know. Why are you mad? You bring this shit on yourself, bud. Yeah, there you go. All right, stop beating yourself up over it. Shit happens. Makes for a cool story. And then we drank all the fucking the fucking cappuccinos. I'm just like Then we went to, what do you call it? Home Depot. And went Christmas shopping. Not Christmas shopping, decoration shopping. I remember. But when I was in that 21-day challenge group, like I said, like the idea is to learn how to stretch yourself out, stretch out your comfortability zones, and even like get more vulnerable with people. And what one of the options that we can do, aside from posting in the group, was actually like do lives and do shit like this. And this was something that I had been playing around with a couple years back, because I saw this as a good tool for learning how to overcome like public speaking. So I took advantage of that group fully. Like one of the sub challenges that I set for myself, which was to do a video like every single day, talking about my progress, talking about whatever the fuck I wanted to talk about. That was in relation to what we were doing. A friend of mine and I, we ended up doing like two live group chats for the group. It was kind of like a little. I don't know, how would you put it? It was just like an hour and a half, 2 hours of talking about really cool shit. With a really cool chick. Like it was in heaven. But the second time I did it, I think that's when I really challenged myself to like record everything. Because at the time I was also doing learning astrology, and I had learned something interesting about astrology called dragon energy. So there's these 2 points in astrology called the lunar nodes, and in Latin they're related to dragons. I believe in dragons, by the way. I'm gonna make that quick. So what this is a part of a like advanced astrology that I never actually heard of anyone talking about before. So, but it made sense to me. And considering where my 2 nodes are, this is like the best medicine for me. For my sanity, for my mindset, for my job, for my life. Because when I do this, like I feel like I'm getting a lot of attention because I'm giving myself a lot of attention. So, and being that like I need attention to survive to some degree, this is serving an amazing purpose. It's serving a big purpose. All right, so that's going to cut out any minute, but I think we're good. I'm pleased. I'm so pleased. I had a great time.